Hello everyone and welcome to Cardboard Adventures, where every card tells a story. If anyone's there, please let me know you can hear me. Hello everyone and welcome to Cardboard Adventures, where every card tells a story. If you can hear me, please let me know. We'll be starting momentarily. I'll just wait for a few more people to arrive. All right, I just need confirmation that you guys can hear me okay. Can someone just in the text box let me know if you can hear me? I'm just waiting on confirmation that you can hear my audio. Can everyone hear my audio? Hi, Martin. Welcome. So I do see we have 4 viewers currently. I'll just wait another minute or two just to get a couple more people. All right, it looks like we have 6 viewers. So I think that we'll get going. Typically, I'd say about like 10 people show up for the box break. So I'll be sharing my screen in a moment here, and we'll do our draft. All right, guys, so I'm just sharing my screen right now with you all, and we'll do our draft here. So I'll just copy and paste all the people here. and put it into our randomizer. Alright, so I'll just scroll through right here. And that is everybody on the list. And I'll just hit the randomizer one time. Alright, so this is the order for our draft. So each team goes alphabetically. So the list will be right here. So spot 1 is Anaheim, spot 2 is Arizona, spot 3 is Boston Bruins, and so forth. So I'll just copy and paste over the list. All right. So I'm going to see if I'm able to share the list with you guys. For some reason right now I see it's not showing up on your screen. So I'll just switch this up for one moment here. Let's try it again. And the list should be coming right up for you guys. All right, so these are the team assignments here. So you can see where you ended up. We did click the randomizer one time. All right, and there we go. All right, so let's get right into our box break. I hope everyone had an excellent day. I'm really excited to open up some cards with you guys. If you guys want to just send me a message in the chat box, let me know how long you've been collecting for. And without further ado, we'll get going. We're definitely hoping for some young guns here. Some good young guns. And in our first pack, we have a predominant John Carlson. We're also looking for any variations for French and plain clothes players as well. So I will sleeve up all of our hits as we go. And if we hit anything big, I'll make sure to get it in a top loader. All right, it looks like we're going to hit a Dazzlers of Jack Eichel, which is a really nice card. Really cool. And typically, if you do get the French variation, with the French variation and the plainclothes ones, that is your hit. So it'll end up in the middle of the pack where the hit belongs. All right, Brendan Gallagher. And we have a portrait of Elias Pettersson. Pretty good player for the Vancouver Canucks. Just need a minute here to respond to a message. Someone just looking to get into our break. All right, good. The person is able to get in. All right, so let's keep on going. So myself, I've been a collector since 1990. And it's really cool right now just to see how popular cards are again. There's definitely some rough years, but lately everything in the hobby is incredibly hot. All right, we have a Young Guns of Alexander True. I've opened up quite a bit of this product, and this is the first time I've hit an Alexander True. And just base cards. So we are hoping for some good cards here, exclusives. There's lots of neat things in Upper Deck. They always have some Easter eggs. So we have a predominant Joe Thornton, Jumbo Joe, with his nice beard. And he's playing for Toronto now, but unfortunately he's hurt at the moment with a rib injury. If you guys want to message in the chat and just say what your favorite team is, that'd be really cool. Love to hear what teams you guys like. And there is excellent photography, of course, with Upper Deck always. And we have a canvas of Seth Jones. His dad, Popeye Jones, played in the NBA, which is pretty cool. You don't really see that often with the different sports. It's pretty cool. All right, you guys aren't much talkers. Didn't see anybody put in the chat thread their favorite teams. We have an NHL Worldwide of Brad Marchand. It's a nice looking card with nice Canadian flag. And a nice one of Stammer celebrating there. All right. Great, we're up to 9 viewers right now, guys. Yes, I like that Popeye played for the Raptors. That's a nice catch there. He was definitely a gritty player, but he carved out a pretty good NBA career for himself. Oh, cool. We have a Foundations clear cut. That's a really nice card. I'll try to... It's hard with the lighting here to... There you go. That's really nice. It's nice that the Coyotes got a nice hit there. It's definitely not a team that gets a ton of hits, and they usually don't get a lot of hobby love either. All right, and we have portraits of Darcy Kemper. So it's always interesting when you... Sorry, Peter, you said you missed what team you were cheering for. I believe you mean what team you got. I'll just quickly look up for you, Peter. Peter, you got Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago Blackhawks are your team there. And of course, we're looking for the Alexis Lafreniere Young Guns. Nice to see him finally score a goal. Okay, we have an Igor Korshkov. I'm a Leafs fan, and I don't recall when he made his debut. Probably a couple games last year. Oh, 1 game, 1 goal. So it must have been right at the end of the year. And if anybody else needs to recall what team they have, please feel free to put a message in the chat thread and I can let you know. And we have a canvas of Keith Yandel. I don't know if he still has his Iron Man streak going, but I know he was quite up there for games played in a row. That's a cool card. Looks like an outdoor gamer practice. All right, this is a nice one. Connor McMichael, Young Guns. This guy is definitely a promising young talent. One of the better Young Guns to pull in the set. So that's definitely a nice card to pull. And I do have another break up right now. It's another 2-box break of Series 1. We have John Carlson Portraits. And I will have a mixer coming up, which will be 2 boxes of Upper Deck Series 1 with the new Upper Deck artifacts. Nice. And Peter says Connor McMichael is from Ajax. Canadian boy. Looks like we have another NHL Worldwide with Marc-Andre Fleury. I remember when he broke into the league and he had those cool yellow pads. I believe he played for like the Screaming Eagles in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. So that was really cool to watch. I know for me, I've been watching hockey for a long time. Unfortunately, I am a Leafs fan. But they definitely look very talented this year. And I'm really enjoying watching the Canadian divisions. Philip Kurashev, Young Guns. So I am really enjoying seeing, especially Connor McDavid play a lot this year. That's really fun. If anyone wants to chime in on the chat thread what their thoughts are on the new division alignments this year because of the pandemic, feel free to comment. And I do want to share with you guys my subscription service that I do participate in. It's for a US mailbox. So I am in Canada. And we have a hit. Kiefer Bellows debut dates. These cards are kind of stuck together here. So the subscription service, essentially you have a mailbox based in the US and you can ship anything pretty much to it. It's with getitshippedinternational.com. And if you use my promo code Cardboard Adventures, all capitals, you'll get 55% off your subscription service. So I think you can do like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, I believe, and 9 months might be there too. So pretty much if you're looking long term to have a spot to mail your US stuff to, you save a lot of money. And we have portraits of Tyler Bartuzzi. You save a lot of money by doing that. And the staff there is very accommodating. They're very quick to respond to questions you might have. And I'll have that information in the video link once I repost it again. And yes, Peter, I do agree with you. The Canadian division is very nice. All right, so we have a debut dates of Caden Primo. So it looks like my external lighting dimmed just a little bit. There you go, guys. We'll crank it back up. And we have another Tyler Bertuzzi Upper Deck Canvas card. They do have Young Guns in the canvas. They're quite nice. So it'll be nice to hit one of those. I actually haven't hit a Young Guns canvas this year, surprisingly. So hopefully that changes. Some nice overhead photography. And we're just about done our first box. We'll be moving on to our second box very shortly. I see we have a late tune-in. We're up to 10 viewers now, which is awesome. We have some cards stuck together, and we have a Matt Duchene's canvas. These cards are really stuck together. I wonder what's going to happen down the road when people are opening sealed boxes. I know a lot of the 90s stuff that was had a very glossy finish. That stuff sticks together like crazy. All right, there's our Matt Duchene's. Nick Suzuki, who's really lighting it up. And we have another Alexander True. Wow, 2 in the same box. Too bad it wasn't Lafreniere. That is one of the many complaints of Upper Deck this year, is the collation is very poor. So again, we're seeing, one box, 2 of the same Young Gun. Oh, cool, guys. We have a Martin Kaut Young Guns clear cut acetate card. That is really nice. That is really cool. That's my first acetate Young Gun that I've pulled this year. I've pulled a bunch of acetates, but they've all been of base cards, not rookies. So that's a really nice hit. This box has actually been pretty nice with the 2 clear-cut hits. But again, we're mainly opening this for, oh, nice, Emile Laramie, Young Guns. Once we're done this box, I actually want to go back and take a look and see how many Young Guns we pulled out of this box. Because I feel like you're supposed to get, 6. Yeah, no, never mind. I forgot, it's not 4. And Poke Checking Cards, Matthew, thanks for tuning in and wishing your luck to everyone. Definitely check out Poke Checking Cards if you have a minute. Matthew's a very passionate collector, big into 90s stuff. He has a great Jocelyn Tebow collection, and we pulled a Jacob. I can't even pronounce his last name, but it's the French version of the card. So that's a nice one. We just finished the first box. But yes, Poke Checking Cards, tune in. We also do a show every Sunday at 3 p.m. This week will probably be different because of the Super Bowl, but we definitely talk about different topics. So we've talked about the market. We've talked about 90s hockey cards this past week. So, it's great. You can, if you have YouTube Premium, you can just download it, pop it on if you're driving to work or on the bus, and you can listen to us just chat about cards. And yep, Matt, you definitely tuned in at the right time to see us pull a nice Young Gun of a Penguins goalie. And hopefully they can get some good defense. And they don't have to use Yannick Weber too much this year, because I'm sure that's horrible to watch. But yes, definitely tune into our roundtable discussions every Sunday regularly at 3 p.m. EST on Poke Checking Cards. There's a nice mix of people talking. There's someone like myself who's pretty much been involved in the hobby straight for 30 years. We have other people who were took a hiatus and came back. And we have a nice Nikita Kucherov Dazzlers. We have one guy on the show who acquired a large collection from his father. all nice 90s inserts and parallels. And he's still going through it and discovering things, which is pretty cool. I myself really enjoy collecting 90s cards, but I pretty much dabble in any year. I do love vintage, but vintage stuff has gotten really expensive. And we have Artem Zigadulin. This guy seems to follow me for some reason in my pack breaks. Yes, Matt, maybe Matt just made a comment about the Pens defense and Oilers defense combined to make one decent defense. Maybe in the AHL, perhaps, but I know both defenses are a little suspect. I know I do like Nurse on the Oilers. He's a pretty good defenseman. And I feel like they got a couple decent young defensemen that should develop. But I definitely, we got something cool, guys. We got more clear cut. We have a clear cut honored members of Michel Goulet. And this is a Quebec Nordiques card. And it's numbered to 100. That's really, really nice, guys. That's a really sweet pull. I'll have to check what my rules are about expansion teams, because I guess technically Quebec could be considered part of Colorado. So I'll have to reread my description if I don't feel I can kind of determine who gets it. I'll make sure to do some sort of a draw or a raffle, but most likely I believe it will go to Colorado. I'll have to go through my description. But that's a really nice hit, number 200. So we're definitely doing great with the clear-cut cards. Yes, Peter mentioned that Goulet was a Blackhawk, but the card does show a Nordiques logo and mentions thrilling Quebec fans, so it would be considered Quebec Nordiques. Logan Couture. But yes, most likely that will be going to the Colorado spot. I'll just double check my auction description just to make sure. I think I put something in there about it. Peter was just joking around, apparently. That's okay. Feel free to joke around. It's supposed to be fun. All right, we have a Lucas Carlson Young Guns. Oh, that's cool. We'll have a Dougie Hamilton card on the back there and a Hartford Whalers jersey. So Peyton Krebs Young Guns. That's nice. I love those old Whaler jerseys. They're really sweet. I'd love to get one myself. They sold out pretty quick when Carolina does those nights where they wear them, and then once they get listed in the store, they're gone pretty quick. Especially all those reverse retro jerseys, which are pretty sweet. They sold out incredibly quick. It's hard to get them for certain teams. All right, we have portraits of Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's traded, but again, this is still considered a Blue Jackets card because it's the card he's pictured for the team he's pictured on. And I have grown up playing hockey most of my life. That's kind of on hold right now with the pandemic and all the arenas being closed. But I did have luxury and privilege over my playing time to play against NHL players. Some of them were up-and-comers. Sometimes they were retired. I did play against Steve Thomas, who used to play for the Leafs. And here we go. Jason Robertson, Young Guns. So when I did play against Steve Thomas in a tournament, and he was in his late 40s, and he could still play. And I was matched up against him at center. At the time, I was probably in my late 20s, so speed-wise, I was much faster than him. But he was so smart. If I tried something twice, he would pretty much strip the puck off me. So I usually beat him to the puck if it was to the corner or wherever. But if I tried a move or something, the same similar move, he would catch on. He was such a smart player, and he still had amazing hands. I just couldn't believe how good his hands were, even in his late 40s. Philippe Dano. And in that tournament, his son, Christian Thomas, was playing. And Brett Conley, who at the time was drafted by Tampa, I believe he was drafted in the first round. They were all on one team, and they were just crazy good. The one thing I was amazed about was Brett Conley, how quickly he would get open. You think you'd have him covered, and then you turn your head for 1 second, and he'd be 10 feet ahead of you. And he wasn't even, I guess he was just really strong on his skates, but Matthew Tkachuk predominant. But it was definitely interesting to see, what it takes to be an NHL player and how good they actually are. And I was lucky at one point to play in a tournament that had John Scott playing in it, the big enforcer who had that controversial trip to the All-Star game. I was hoping we would get to face each other, but we did not. I did talk to him briefly in the hallway. Super nice guy, got an autograph. Ben Bishop, Kansas. But yes, John Scott's probably one of the nicest guys, former players, pro players that I ever met. He was just so incredibly nice and good spirited, good humor. Just enjoyed being there. One of the pros on my team was former pros was Scott Thornton. He used to play. I think it was for the San Jose Sharks, Dallas Stars, Toronto Maple Leafs. I think Montreal Canadiens, to name a few. And we have a Krill Usamenko, Young Guns. And he was just such a good guy, Scott Thornton. He just loved telling stories about his career, and especially the best were the Hully stories, playing with Brett Hull, and just the stuff that they would prank Ken Hitchcock with. I won't share some of the stories, but man, he was a good guy. A lot of the former pros just kind of hung out with each other, but he hung out with the team all day, chatted with us, told us stories. Really nice guy. And we have Ans Kopitar. He's actually having a pretty good resurgence this year. For the Kings, I believe he's one of the top point scorers at the moment. And I think a lot of the league's top scorers right now are Oilers and Leafs players, funny enough. So we have a Sidney Crosby predominant. But yes, it's really interesting watching like Draisaitl and McDavid play together. Because it's almost like, I guess, watching, what they're going to do, but they still are able to do it. And I'm sure the other team is expecting exactly the same thing. Even there's been some times like on the power play, you can tell McDavid is setting up Draisaitl for like a one-timer, and he still scores. And it's like everyone knows it's coming, but that's how good these players are. Ryan O'Reilly portraits. Just bump my camera a little. Let's get that fixed up. There we go. All right, and it is I messaged a bunch of friends from our roundtable about one of my mail days today. I picked up 22 Joe Sakic OPG rookie cards, and he was just saying, how many do each of us get? They are tough, those 89, 90 OPGs, are quite tough. So we have a worldwide Matt Zuccarello from Norway. That's pretty neat. Yes, it is pretty tough to get centered copies of that Joe Sakic and cards that don't have any whitening on the corners as well. Even pack fresh are quite tough. I have gotten back into grading with PSA currently. And again, guys, if you have any, well, I think there's girls too. So guys and girls, if you do have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box. Anything to do with collecting, I'm more than happy to answer any questions for you guys while we're on our video. We have a few packs left, so I can answer any questions for you. So we have an NHL Worldwide of Nikita Kucherov. So I just had a good question. How much is the O-Pee-Chee Joe Sakic rookie card worth? Condition is a big thing. It could go for anywhere to $5 to $50 Canadian. The $50 ones are pretty much going to be perfectly centered with no corner whitening. I've seen a lot, well, not a lot, but I mean, I've seen more than ever go for that if they're at auction, if they look mint. Because a lot of people are trying to grade them because 10s are worth quite a bit of money, but the likelihood of finding a card that is worthy of a 10 is incredibly difficult. So we have a nice Jeff Skinner canvas. Nice silhouette there. When I see Skinner, I always think of Skinner, the principal from Simpsons. I think that show is still on the air, surprisingly. And we have a Young Guns of Gabe Vilardi. Nice setup with Ben Bishop. So I really do hope that we have one more big hit left in us in this box. And we have a JT Miller French version card. It's hard to see, but it's there. It says Version Francais. And I apologize, I do not speak French. We do have a couple of people who joined in our break who only speak French. So if you're watching, I apologize, but not being able to speak French. But I have used translators to message you guys. Hopefully the translators make sense. And we pulled another clear cut. It's of Elvis Merzlikins. And he was definitely hot last year. I definitely think Columbus has some great goaltending. If they can keep both those guys, I'm sure it's unlikely, but both are great young goalies. And we're down to just 3 more packs. Still hoping for a great pull here. We're getting there. Down to the end. And we pulled a rookie retrospective of Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is definitely looking like a great player this year. I know people were a little bit unsure. But again, someone like Lafreniere, for example, if he doesn't pick it up a little bit more, I think his Young Guns, obviously will go down in price a little bit, and that's the time to jump on it. Because a player like Lafreniere, I think, will be very skilled and very talented. I think he has a great NHL career ahead of him. AC of Connor McDavid, perhaps not, but I still think he's capable of quite a bit. Josh Norris, Upper Deck Portraits. He's followed me around quite a bit this year. When I opened my full case 10, I think I pulled maybe 7 or 8 Josh Norris cards. And we're down to our last pack. Hopefully we get a nice hit here in our last pack magic. And we pulled Adam Falk debut dates. So that looks to be it. Just make sure we don't have anything else here. No, okay. That's it. Thank you for all that tuned in. I greatly appreciate it. I do appreciate you joining in on the break, and I'll make sure to get your cards mailed out to you within the next 1 to 2 days, but I'm usually pretty quick, and we'll hope to get them all mailed out to you hopefully tomorrow morning. I'll definitely be working on them tomorrow morning. I do have more box breaks coming up, so feel free to check out my channel. And if you have any questions about collecting, please feel free to reach out to me on eBay, or you can reach out to me on Cardboard Adventures on Instagram. That is where I do a lot of my collecting and sharing of cards. It's definitely a fun community, very positive. If you're new, you'll get a lot of support. People will help you out. So I recommend for you to check out Instagram and give it a try, especially for the collecting aspect of things. That's it for tonight, and I hope everybody has a safe and great evening, and I hope to see you guys again soon.